Hey everyone, glad you were with us for the show today. I'm Captain Greg Verm and I am carrying you to the waters I have fished my entire life starting as a kid with my dad. The San Luis Pass and the back lakes of West Galveston Bay. The spring flounder run is underway along the passes and we have redfish in the marshes. Hey, Fox Sports Outdoors is on the air right now.
You're watching the only program with weekly fishing reports and real-time outdoor news from the Southwest region. This is Fox Sports Outdoors.
Hi folks, you may recognize me, Captain Greg Verm, from your local region inside reporter for the Texas Gulf Coast. However, today I'm going to take you to my home waters where I guide 12 months a year fishing inshore and offshore out of Galveston Island and Freeport, Texas. I'm fixing to drop this beautiful Blazer Bay 2420 into the water and head out to the San Luis Pass to see if we can get in on some spring flounder run action. And if conditions allow, some speckled trout. However, if that wind kicks up, like the forecasting says, I'm going to tuck down in the marshes and target redfish. Also, we're going to be checking in with our team of inside reporters for your local region fishing report. Now let's get started, but first, back to the studio for your weekly planner.
The Solunar tables are predicting fair game fish activity throughout both days this weekend. Peak game fish activity should coincide roughly with the dawn hours on Saturday and 8:04 on Sunday morning. Top evening action kicks off at 7:49 on Saturday and 8:29 on Sunday. So plan to be on the water either early or late for the best action. Expect the sun to rise at 6:44 and set at 8:06. And evenings will feature a moon that is 45% visible. Stay with us, we've got fishing reports from across the area on the way, plus two-time Angler of the Year Gerald Swindle stops by to answer your Ask the Pro question. Back in a bit.
Fox Sports Outdoors is brought to you by Mercury, Go Boldly, Lowrance, America's #1 fish finder, Gulf Shores and Orange Beach. Request our free 2019 fishing guide at orangebeach.com.
Oh, there he is. We got a spring flounder run going on down here in San Luis Pass. Look at that fish, nice fish. I think I feel one. Oh, there he is. He's right here by the boat. I think we got us a flounder. Oh, nice flounder. That's a good flounder. Oh, beautiful fish. We got a spring flounder run going on down here in San Luis Pass. Look at that fish, nice fish. All right. We got a nice flounder here. Look, they got two eyes on one side of their body. This side's brown, the other side's white. We really got a spring flounder run going on right now. These fish will go out into the Gulf and spawn in the fall, and then in the spring they start funneling back in. We're fishing right here at the San Luis Pass. We got some real nice drains behind us, dumping water. The bait fish will congregate right here, and what that does is it congregates the fish, and they're feeding on the bait fish. Got about a deep 8-foot gut right here. Got some nice sand flats back here behind, in front of us. And the bait fish will just run through these guts. And that's what you get right there. We kind of slowed our technique down a little bit and we got us a beautiful flounder. Let me tell you a little bit about where we're fishing. We are fishing the San Luis Pass. That bridge right over there connects Galveston Island to Surfside. And what we have, if you go to the other side of that bridge, is the Gulf of Mexico. Right here we got about an 8 to 10 foot gut we're fishing. We got a real nice drain back here in the back. What happens is these bait fish, there's some bait fish right there jumping right now. And what happens is these bait fish come out into the drain and the game fish will sit there and feed on them. That's why we're sitting here targeting this gut. We caught that flounder and we're gonna catch some more. But right now, let me tell you a little bit more. Sand flats right over there. You can see those real shallow sand flats. And what'll happen is when that tide comes up, a lot of times we'll get up on those sand flats and wade fish for speckled trout. They'll come up out of these guts, get up on those sand flats, and it's some great topwater or soft plastic fishing. I'm gonna get my bait out of the net and we're gonna see if we can't catch us another one.
Hi everybody, this week's Lone Star Lakes is once again brought to you by the good folks at Fiberworks Marine Collision. When you want it done right, you want it done fast at a reasonable price, check out Fiberworks. Now this week we're going to start at Lake Toledo Bend, more specifically the upper end where the Sabine River comes into the lake. The sand bass have made their way up and they're, for the most part, done their spawning thing. Now they're coming back down. You'll find them at the mouth of the river where it joins the lake. You'll want to use your standard white bass lures. You can use jigging spoons or fluttering spoons, or you can use rattle traps and even small spinner baits to catch these sand bass. Now over at Lake of the Pines, the largemouth bass are still on beds in a lot of the lake. Go up lake into the creeks about halfway back, look for those spawning fish, then back off just a little bit and fish your moving baits like your Senkos and spinner baits and even your topwaters, or use those Texas rigged lizards and craws to catch some of those spawning bass on Lake of the Pines. That's this week's Lone Star Lakes, brought to you once again by Fiberworks. Remember to follow us on Facebook, Lone Star Lakes.
Hey, I'm at Stroud City Lake with my wife Donna today, but I want this report to be as much about what we did as where we are, because we have a lot of lakes like this across the state. Small city lakes, this one's about 600 acres, that offer some really good fishing. But right now, the fish are shallow all across the state of Oklahoma, and you can catch these fish in 4 foot of water or less. That means that if you don't have a boat, you got access to the shoreline, you've got a really good chance of having a great fishing outing in the state at this time. White bass, crappie, and largemouth. Now the rig that we used for most of our fishing today was a bobber and a Bobby Garland slab hunter. This happened to be Green Lantern, which worked best for us today here at Stroud City Lake. But it's more about matching your bait color to the water color that you're fishing, and this happened to work really well here because most of it was clear water, a little cloudy but relatively clear. Now what we concentrated on, we looked for little spawning pockets that went back into some of the protected areas, and what we found as we went along, you could go along for several hundred yards, not get a bite, and when you got into them, you get into a bunch of fish. That's the way it's going to be across the state right now. And when we get into them, you can catch bass, you could catch crappie, you could catch white bass. Our fishing was best 4 foot of water and less. Our bobber was about 15 inches above our bait when we were doing it that way, but we also took the bobber off and we would cast it sometimes, we would vertical jig it sometimes, but the fishing was good, the fish were shallow. You can do the same thing many places across the state right now at this time, and you can catch them, but you can't catch them if you don't go.
All right, there we go. These fish are eating these shrimp today. There he is. There we go. That's a little better fish. Oh yeah. I think we got us a redfish. Yeah, the wind's blowing on us, so we had to move back into these back lakes. A little bit more protected water for us. Starting to pick up a few more fish. I think we got us a little redfish here. Come on, boy. All right, there we go. Here we go, settle down, bud. I'm here to help you. Nice redfish. This is something we can do when that wind starts picking up on us. We started out this morning fishing more of the open bay with artificials, but the wind picked up. We had a hard west wind last night, and the water clarity really got to us. And so we swapped gears, moved back here into the back lakes, and this is some good fun to do. When that wind's blowing, get out there with the kids. Good family fishing. We're gonna let this guy go. He's a nice redfish. He's probably right at 20 inches. Let him go. There you go, buddy. All right. Yeah, folks, we're over here in Galveston Bay. We started in the more open bay, fishing with artificials. Wind picked up on us. We switched gears, come back up here into this protected back lakes and the bayous. A lot of times you can make a good fishing trip when the conditions don't let you get out there on that open bay. We're gonna get baited back up, see if we can't catch another one.
Hey friends, Captain Kevin Broussard here with your Fox Sports Louisiana Outdoor Report. I tell you what, we're coming to you from Cajun Paradise Charters and Lodge right here on Lake Calcasieu. Tell you what, we got a lot of dirty fresh water right now in the bay, but as you can see right here, we're catching lots of redfish, mainly live shrimp. I tell you what, we are catching a few on some soft plastics and a few on some gold spoons up in the shallow marshes. But on the windy days, you got to get some bait and just fish a little slower. Tell you what, on the bass scene up at Toledo Bend right now, they're starting to get into the post-spawn mode. Most of them are on points in 12 to 20 foot of water. Carolina rig lizard seems to be the key there. And I tell you what, there's still some crappie getting caught. They're starting to move out to the brush piles in 25, 35 foot of water on live shiners. For Old Cajun Fields, Captain Kevin Broussard saying happy fishing. May God bless, and we're going to see you next week.
I think we might have us a good redfish here. Another redfish, oh yeah. Nice. Right up against that grass. Here we go. Old faithful popping cork. Oh yeah, nice fish. Coming back there. Oh, come on, baby. Come on. Control your fish, Craig. Oh, yeah. Good fish. Man, on a windy day like today, we will take this all the time. Oh, yeah. Sucking that drag. Oh, yeah. Nice fish. Come on. Pretty red fish. All right, there we go. That's what we're after. Beautiful redfish. Nice. Get situated here. Pretty redfish, folks. Oh yeah. These fish are eating these shrimp today. Back in the water. Good fish. Oh yeah. Nice fish. All right, folks. Listen, one thing I want to talk to y'all about. Key technique when fishing with the popping cork, let that popping cork go under a little longer. 5 to 7 seconds at least is the best thing to do. Let that fish get the bait in its mouth. That fish right there, I probably counted to 10. It was just kind of taking it real slow to the side. Hey, give it some time. Let it make sure. We're fishing with some large live shrimp today. Make sure it gets it all in its mouth. Point the rod tip at the fish, reel up your slack, set the hook. You're gonna catch more fish like that, I guarantee it.
Fox Sports Outdoors is brought to you by Lose, Feel the Difference. Gene LaRue and Bobby Garland, the best in bass and crappie lures, heads to tails. Glacier Glove, stay outdoors longer with our gloves, hats, and shades. Balls Out, made in the USA. Heavy duty mounts for your fish finders.
Nice fish. We just might have this one for dinner this evening. Throw this one on the hot grill. There he is. Oh yeah. Oh, good fish. Good fish. Boy, you talk about some fun fishing. Get those kids out here and get them in on some of this redfish action. Fun stuff for those youngsters. Watching the popping cork go under. Nice redfish. Let's go to the other side of the boat. Oh, he's going to the other side of the boat, other side of the boat. There we go. Another good redfish. I tell you what, these redfish, they fight so hard, incredibly fun for kids to catch and adults alike. But man, if you want to get some kids hooked in on fishing, get you some live shrimp and a popping cork and go to work. Find you some back lake marshes and get in on some of this action. Good stuff for kids. Get them out on the water, get them hooked up with a fish like this. Another beautiful redfish. Man, we are doing great today with these redfish. We love carrying kids out here. We've got calm waters. Even when the wind's blowing 25 knots, you can still get them back here in these back lakes and bays and get on some of this fish like this. All up and down the coast, you have these kind of marshes like this. Tuck back down there in the back lakes and catch some of these beautiful redfish. We're gonna let this one go. Another solid, nice fish. All right, I'm gonna get baited up and see if I can't get another one. Hey folks, Captain Greg Varm here for this week's Fox Southwest Outdoors Report. Hey, we're gonna start this week's report on Sabine. I just got on the phone with Captain Bill Watkins. He said water temps are rising, and just this week it was 77 degrees. We all know what that means. Hey, Lake Sabine, it's heating up, and it's time to move from spring patterns to early summer patterns. Captain Bill Watkins said the trout are moving off the shorelines and onto deeper water shell. Captain Bill is throwing soft plastics. Hey, he likes it down south and Little Johns. Now let's move down to Galveston and talk cobia, aka ling. Captain Greg Varm Jr., he made a run this week to check the buoys to see if the ling are home. They are, and they're big. Also with water temps rising, kingfish are making their way in tighter to the shore. Now inshore, Galveston, Dollar Bay and Dickinson Bay area are seeing solid catches of speckled trout. Another hot spot and also a great area for our non-boaters to slip off in the water to wade. Hey, Mosquito Island off of the Texas City Dike. Hey, this week's report is brought to you from Snapper Slapper Lures. And with an extended red snapper season, it's time to stock up on the best red snapper lure ever, the Snapper Slapper. Hey, check out their website, like them on Facebook, and I'm Captain Greg Varm. I'll see y'all next time. Oh, there we go. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Might have this good redfish here. Right up tight to that grass again. Oh yeah. Nice fish. Nice fish. Come on, baby. Get the net ready. Good fish. Come on in here, baby. Oh yeah, there we go. That's another nice. Boy, that's a beautiful fish. Pretty redfish. Nice fish. Beautiful. That's a keeper, Texas size keeper right there. Nice fish. We just might have this one for dinner this evening. Throw this one on the hot grill. Well, folks, I tell you what, these redfish aren't only fun to catch, they can be some great table fare too. Fried, blackened, or my personal favorite, redfish on the half shell. Fillet that fish off the backbone, skin and scales down, a little bit of salt, pepper, some lemon, a good hot fire, you got yourself a good meal.
You can always watch our latest episode on the front page of our website at foxsportsoutdoors.com. Catch up on past episodes and learn about fishing techniques and new gear at our how-to page. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter for new fishing videos every day. Simply search for Fox Sports Outdoors and click the like button on Facebook and the follow button on Twitter, and watch a new episode every week on any device by downloading the free WAYPOINT TV app on your phone, tablet, computer, or smart TV. Fox Sports Outdoors is brought to you by MotorGuide's wireless and easy-to-use XI3, WAYPOINT Marine, the Gulf Coast's leading saltwater boating specialist, Strike King, Taiwan Han, and Tracker Boats, America's best-selling fishing boats.
Welcome back, everyone. Let's get right to your Ask the Pro question for this week. Steve wants to know, what is the funniest thing you've ever seen on a boat ramp? For an answer, we asked Bass Fishing's funniest guy and two-time Bass Master Angler of the Year, Gerald Swindle.
The funniest thing I've ever seen on a boat ramp, I seen somebody back a brand new Tahoe all the way down in the water. The headlights were still on. When I got there to put in, all you could see was the light sticking out. And I couldn't stand it, and I looked at him, I go, "You gonna leave it there?" There's nothing you can do. I'm like, yeah, it's gone. When you pull up and the headlights are past the pier, you're like, this ain't good. And the dude's just standing there like, I don't know.
Thank you, Gerald. If you want some help from one of the pros, simply go to foxsportsoutdoors.com and follow the Ask the Pro link to submit a question. Now it's time to find out who wins this week's Big Catch of the Week.
And this week's winner in the Big Catch of the Week contest is Jeremy Huron of Cibalo, Texas, showing his 40-inch redfish he caught on light tackle from the Packery Channel near Corpus Christi, Texas. To enter the contest, go to foxsportsoutdoors.com, click the Big Catch of the Week box on the right side of the homepage, and follow the instructions to send in your big fish photo. All right, folks, I want to tell you all about the gear we're using today. This is probably one of the most popular methods of fishing along the coast. A live shrimp under a popping cork. I like these Evolution popping corks. They got the beads in them, make a lot of noise. Got that 1/2 inch weight on it, easy to cast. And I generally use a 20-pound leader, anywhere from 18 inches to maybe 2.5 foot. Today we're using a number 6 treble hook, but one thing I will tell you, I like to match my hooks according to the size of the natural bait we're using. Sometimes them shrimp are smaller. We'll go up to down to it, even a number 10 treble hook, a smaller hook, but you can still catch some really nice fish on them. But that smaller hook allows that bait to swim freely and be more natural. This is probably one of the most popular ways of fishing along the coast. Anglers of all experience levels can do it. And it's great fun for kids. Kids love seeing a popping cork go under. We do a lot of kids charters, and there's nothing like watching a popping cork disappear, reeling up the slack, setting a hook, and you got a big fish on the other end. Thank you for joining us today. I hope you learned something while targeting redfish with live bait. Also, how to adapt to change. Remember, get those kids out fishing. There's lots of fun fish for these kids to catch. If you want to experience some of the fishing we did today, or get those kids out fishing with me, give me a call and let's get them hooked up. Hey, Barry will be back next week. I hope you enjoyed the show. I'm Captain Greg Verm. Happy fishing.